Hi, I'm Paul Quaglini, wine expert with ABC Fine Wine and Spirits.
And I'm Nathan Dale, also wine expert with ABC Fine Wine and Spirits.
And today we're going to talk about food and wine pairing for your dinner tonight. When it comes to pairing food and wine, there are basically a couple of schools of thought. One is the traditional, where there are strict rules and you must pair this wine with this food or else your dinner is going to be ruined.
Well, it's terrible and you ruined a fun thing.
And then there's the other train of thought where people think, just drink whatever wine you want with whatever food you want. No rules, just a total anarchy system.
Rules are, there ain't no rules.
I don't think that's particularly helpful. I think somewhere in the middle, where you don't follow a strict set of rules, but rather a set of guidelines, is much more helpful.
Pairing wine and food is about textures and flavors, but ultimately, if you are cooking fish, you think lighter-bodied wines. But if that fish has a cream sauce, you're no longer pairing the fish, you're pairing the dominant flavor in the dish. Food and wine pairing is very, very broad. There are scientific reasons, there are emotional reasons, some things work better than others. If you like it and it works, then that's fine, that rule doesn't apply.
A few guidelines I like to follow are basically foods with a lot of acid, like wines with a lot of acid.
Grilling chicken on a hot summer day, I love to pair rosé because it's got acidity and it's not sweet. Misnomer, not all rosé is sweet. And it pairs beautifully with a nice chicken seared with a little bit of barbecue sauce.
Foods that have a lot of fat, love wines with a lot of tannin.
Getting really nerdy, proteins bond to tannins. Cabernet is king. That's why a big fat steak works so well.
Wines that have a bit of earthiness to them, like French Pinot Noir, pair perfectly with foods that have a bit of earthiness to them, some wild mushrooms, for example.
One of my very favorite pairings is pork and Chianti. Sangiovese works so beautifully with pork.
Salty foods like bubbles. Believe it or not, potato chips and sparkling wine are a perfect pairing.
So if you really want to know what my favorite pairing is, hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. So as a lover of all things Tuscany, I love making red sauces using a Chianti Classico. I certainly cook with it. I'll put a glass or so into the sauce itself, but I obviously keep the rest of the bottle to drink with the meal because a wine that you're cooking with is going to be the wine you want to drink with.
If you keep in mind a few of these simple guidelines, it'll make wine and food pairing much more simple.
At the very essence of pairing food and wine, it's based on the dominant flavor. Whatever the biggest flavor in the food is how you're going to pair your wine. So you may not pair the wine to the steak if it's bathed in rosemary. Wherever the largest flavor is what you want to pair your wine to.
As wine educators, really one of our most important things is to take the snobbery and pretense out of wine and food pairing in general. So again, follow a few simple guidelines and then just have fun with it. Experiment. Let your palate be your own best judge and just enjoy.
So now that you've gotten comfortable pairing food and wine, come visit us at one of our ABC Fine Wine and Spirits locations. We have tons of Chianti Classico and a plethora of other wines for whatever dish you're deciding to make. And check out some of our other videos.